This morning, the Republican presidential primary racing towards January's Iowa caucuses.
We are going to win big, and we're going to make America great again.
Taking a detour through Georgia, where Donald Trump may face an historic fourth indictment this week. The former president under investigation by the Fulton County District Attorney for his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election in Georgia, a state President Biden carried by fewer than 12,000 votes. This January 2021 phone call to the Secretary of State, a key piece of evidence.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
The former president defending that call as perfect on social media and lashing out at the Democratic DA, Fani Willis. Trump's social media also now a potential issue in the case he faces in Washington, D.C. over election interference. There, Judge Tanya Chutkan had on Friday warned the former president's team about making inflammatory statements. Overnight Sunday, Trump attacking Chutkan and sharing posts, including a photo of the judge. Chutkan had warned that violations could increase the likelihood of a quick trial. Mr. Trump leading the GOP field by a wide margin, lumping all of his legal woes together as politically motivated.
It's all called election interference.
While in Iowa this weekend, his rivals sought to make gains the old-fashioned way, flipping pork chops and shaking hands at the Iowa State Fair, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Mr. Trump crisscrossing the fairgrounds on the same day. DeSantis dogged by pro-Trump protesters. As Republicans try to energize their base, they're also zeroing in on a political headache for President Biden, following the Attorney General's announcement Friday that Trump-appointed Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss would become a special counsel to investigate the president's son Hunter after a plea deal on tax-related charges collapsed last month.
These are facts the American people have a right to get to the bottom of.
One key difference we're likely to see if Donald Trump is indicted in Georgia, this state allows cameras in the courtroom, meaning if the former president comes here to be arraigned, we would see the former president as a criminal defendant for the first time. Savannah?
Garrett, thank you very much. I want to turn now to NBC senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett. Hi, Laura. So we're watching Georgia very closely. As Garrett mentioned, these would be state charges and potentially multiple defendants. What's the conduct they're looking into? What's the timing here potentially?
So it's important to realize we have both the federal case with special counsel Jack Smith and now this case in Atlanta, and there may be some overlap. But based on all the reporting out there, the case in Georgia actually might delve even deeper into all of the efforts to overturn the election. So we all know about the infamous call that Garrett had in that piece where he's trying to get the Secretary of State to actually find him some magical votes. There's reporting out there that actually the Trump legal team was actually involved in efforts to breach voting systems. That's a far different level of crime and criminality than we've heard in the federal case. And so the Georgia case might actually go deeper, but we have to wait and see what the charges are.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Georgia. In the federal case in Washington, D.C., this is the one that has to do with election interference. There was a pretrial hearing. Judge Chutkan, who will preside over the trial, it's her first hearing before the parties. The issue was a protective order, whether or not there should be a gag on this case. She came down pretty hard with a shot across the bow saying, you know, if anybody in this case reveals discovery, classified information, intimidates witnesses, we're going to be going to trial sooner rather than later.
Right off the bat, she made it very clear that, look, I recognize that this is a unique defendant. He's running to be the next president of the United States. But for purposes of this trial, he's being treated just like any other defendant for this judge. And she's made it very clear. In particular, she's worried about witness intimidation. And so she's worried that he's going to make statements on social media that could have an ability to influence the trial. And already early this morning in the middle of the night, he's once again posting about the judge, calling her very unfair. So we'll see how much leeway she actually gives him, but she's made clear she wants to keep him on a tight leash.
Well, she has acknowledged he has the First Amendment right to speak and defend himself and all of that. It's not unlimited. But what would happen if he were to violate a protective order in a really meaningful way?
She could actually order him to be remanded into custody and arrested. Now, I don't think that she's going to go that far just for one post on social media, but she does have that ability.
And then real quickly, Hunter Biden, there's a special counsel now appointed by the Attorney General in this case.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a plea deal. It fell apart, and now it seems they're headed to trial.
And it's escalated considerably by the elevation of this U.S. attorney. And for people wondering, why is it U.S. attorney versus special counsel? The only real difference there is if the special counsel wants to take a meaningful step, say he wants to do something, and the attorney general says no, the attorney general actually has to inform Congress. And so it's interesting to me that David Weiss, the U.S. attorney, actually asked to be special counsel. And the reason is, why did he ask for that? What does he want to do that for?
And also enables, if he wants to file charges in Washington or somewhere else besides just Delaware,
he can
try the case anywhere he wants.
Anywhere he wants. Yeah.
Laura, thank you very much. By the way, congratulations are in order.
Oh, yes.
Laura Jarrett has been named co-anchor of Saturday Today.
Congratulations.
We are so honored to have you join the Today family officially.
How does that feel, by the way?
It feels incredible. Thank you to you both. You have been just amazing since the first day I stepped in the door. From hair and makeup to text calls. You two, I just cannot thank you enough.
When do you start? When's your...
September 9th.
All right, girl.
We're ready.
We're ready.
It's going to be great.
All right,
thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.